What is the best item in Hypixel Skyblock? I'm talking about an item so ridiculously good compared to the alternatives that not using it is a massive handicap. Hyperion? No. Terminator? No. The item I'm about to mention is used by early game, mid game, late game, and end game players. Of course, I'm talking about the Skyblock menu. I mean, the aspect of the end is pretty good too. That might sound ridiculous, but think about it. The teleport is useful up to and during endgame, and at no point do you really get a stronger movement ability, despite it being so cheap. You might think the aote isn't that good since it doesn't make combat easier, just faster. But in a game where your sole purpose is to grind, speed is king. Most items will help you in just one specific situation, but the aote will speed up mining, kinda, foraging, and nearly everything combat related. Wait, but don't late game players usually switch to an aspect of the void? Well, yes, but since it's an upgrade of the aspect of the end, I'll consider it the same item, and if you disagree, I don't care. Well, I don't think anyone can deny the aspect of the end slash void is a single best item for moving around by far, but is there really anything wrong with that? Today we'll talk about other items with movement abilities, see if they can compete with the aspect of the end, think of potential nerfs for the aote, and most importantly, decide whether or not it should even be nerfed in the first place. The first movement item you probably ever had was the rogue sword. It's pretty nice until you get a god pot. Anyways, it still has its uses inside dungeons and combined with the snail pet, so it's pretty okay. The grappling hook is way worse than the aspect of the end, but it's also way cheaper, so it's nice to have for the first few days of playtime. I have a feeling the leaping sword was intended to be an alternative to the aspect of the end, since they both have a movement ability and their damage is not that far off. Honestly, the leap isn't terrible, but the slightly annoying cooldown combined with the much higher price makes it a pretty questionable option. Either way, if the aspect of the end somehow ceased existing one day, I'm sure lots of people would rush to buy it. The Bonzo staff is weird because it's clearly intended as a normal mage weapon, but it can also be used to move faster. This one's actually situationally useful since the aote is disabled in an econ fight, but the Bonzo staff isn't. The Tarantula boots are kinda pointless since the double jump contributes vertical movement, while horizontal movement is much more useful in most cases. I guess there's the Sinseeker Scythe too, but let's not talk about it. Anyway, so how can we nerf the aspect of the end? The most obvious idea would be to add a cooldown to the teleport, which would turn it from a means of going at extreme speed to using it every once in a while for bursts of speed. This would certainly make other movement items more viable while still keeping it useful for young glyphs, for example. Maybe it could hold multiple charges at once that you gain back over time, like the zombie sword. Another way to nerf it would be to increase its mana cost. Again, with this change, it would still be good to use occasionally while spamming it is made worse. Also, this change would be an indirect buff to mages, so that's a thing. Not really a good thing though. The last nerf would be to reduce the teleport distance of the ability. This one would just be annoying. Anyways, with all that being said, the aote definitely gives the most utility for its price. But should it really be nerfed? I think in the future the admins should definitely look into making more movement options viable, since as I mentioned earlier, movement affects almost everything in the game, and as such, some sort of movement update would add a lot of variety. But for now, there are lots of other things that need much more immediate attention. Seriously, the balanced state of dungeons is laughable. Anyways, bye.